Okay, so welcome back to How I Wrote It. Last week we talked about Valentine's Day and With Regards, which are the first two tracks on my album With Regards from Far Away. This week we're going to be talking about Wonderful and One of These Days, the next two tracks. In case you were wondering, it is a dark and dreary day here in my house, and I am wearing my flattering work uniform because right after this video is recorded and posted, I have to head to work. So I figured I would do the video so I wouldn't have to do it late after work, and so you guys could see it earlier. You guys being the two people that actually tune into the channel, so thanks for tuning in. Anyway, we're going to talk about Wonderful today. If you're confused about where I picked up from, just watch the last video in the series or whatever, check out my other videos. So, in the last song, Valentine's Day, there was a narrator who wanted to be in a relationship with this person that they encountered. And the last chorus of Valentine's Day is major, so it sounds happier, indicating that they have started this relationship. So Wonderful picks up right where Valentine's Day left off, and this couple is in a relationship, and the narrator is talking about how great it is to be in this relationship and how much they are excited to be a part of it. And so the music sounds happy and excited, and the way that it's arranged, there are a lot of different parts. I think the only repeating part is the chorus, which the song opens with, and then there's a chorus in the middle. Everything else, every other section of the song is completely different, which is supposed to represent how when a relationship starts, every day feels new, and everything that you learn about the other person is a new stage in this great thing that you're a part of all of a sudden. And so it moves by very quick and very fast, and I've heard this referred to as the honeymoon phase. So Wonderful would essentially be the honeymoon phase of this relationship. So along with all of the different parts of the song, like section-wise, there are a lot of different harmonies too. So the song opens with the lead vocal harmonized with other voices, and the song ends with a sort of guitar duet, a guitar duet thing where the guitar parts are harmonizing one another, and that's supposed to represent how at the beginning of a relationship it feels like, at least from what I've experienced, it feels like the two people involved are in sync and they're working really well together and they're learning what works and what doesn't, and they're working efficiently with one another to make the relationship last. I tried to put in as much work as I could to make the song sound cohesive in that sense, to make it sound like it was the song of two people learning to love each other very quickly and almost easily. And so hopefully that comes across. Then the song ends, the song Wonderful ends and leads into its outro, which is called One of These Days. And One of These Days slows down. It takes the chord progression from the verse and the chorus of Wonderful. I think it's just the chorus, actually. Okay, so it takes the chords of the chorus of Wonderful, and what One of These Days does is essentially it provides a step back for the narrator of the song. Not only that, but also for the listeners. So after Wonderful was all fast and had all these different sections and may have sounded a bit overwhelming, which some relationships do feel at the beginning of them, after Wonderful, One of These Days is sort of the exhale. And so the lyrics talk about moving through the relationship and having doubts. I think that's a natural thing for relationships to deal with, to go through, for people in relationships to deal with and go through. It's a totally natural thing, I believe, to start a relationship very strongly, and then slowly as time moves forward and progresses, one or both of the people involved start to have doubts about the future and where the relationship is going after everything went so well immediately, and you start to ask questions about what's ahead for you and the other person. For anyone, I think that would generate some sort of doubt. So one of these days is supposed to represent that, both in the arrangement and the lyrics. The second to last chord in the song is a minor chord, which, if you're familiar with music theory, traditional music theory at all, the minor sound is sort of dark. It's darker sounding. It's a little sad almost. So with that, I wanted to imply that later in the album things wouldn't go very smoothly for them, and the lyrics themselves actually hint at maybe someday things won't go super well for us. And so both of those songs together, I think, are really interesting to have back to back right after one another, both in terms of the ideas that they portray, what kind of messages they're sending, and also musically, how you have the super fast song with a bunch of sections right before the slow outro with pretty much one chord progression throughout. And so, since Wonderful and One of These Days are sort of shorter, I think they're the shortest songs on the album, that's all I have for today. If you want to listen to the album, it's totally free right now on SoundCloud. Just search Nick Scarpinato and you'll find it. Otherwise, if you have Spotify, you can stream it there. Or if you want to buy it, have the copy for yourself, you can go to CD Baby right now and buy it for $5. On iTunes, since they make up their own prices, unfortunately, the whole album is $9.99. So if you want the whole thing, go to CD Baby. If you only want one song, though, which is totally understandable, I get it. Everyone has their favorites. Then go to iTunes and buy a song for $1. But for my money, I'd say that the whole album is just a little cheaper. Anyway, that's what it looks like. With regards from Far Away, please give it a listen. Otherwise, stay tuned till Wednesday. I will have another cover up for you very shortly. Hit that notification bell so you know when the next video in this series is coming out, when other videos, covers, originals are coming out. I have a lot of good stuff planned, so be sure to subscribe, like this video, favorite it, do whatever you gotta do. Anyway, in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. My name's Nick, and I'll see you next time.